Okay, hi, I'm Casey, and this is I Don't Know What I'm Doing. I'm pretty sure that as I'm filming this, a TBR for fall is going up very, very soon. I thought it would be really fun to basically do a TBR postmortem for my spring TBR. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I don't have my earbuds up here with me. What I do have are my really nice noise-canceling headphones, so that's what I'm going to use to watch this video. So let's watch this together and talk about the videos that I did or did not read. Hi, I'm Casey, and I don't know what I'm doing. Today I'm going to do something slightly different than what I've been doing for a while. I'm going to kind of go back to TBRs.
Okay,
they don't
let's
really work for
skip
me because
ahead.
I'm an intense mood reader, but I well, not I am. We are finally in the final book. Because this is a very large pile of books I have
Here we
for
go.
the next 3 months. And
I talk really slowly, don't I?
So, anyways, one of the first books I'm going to be reading this spring is The Dark Tower by Stephen King.
Okay. I did read this. I'm super excited. Yay, we're starting off with a book I already read. That's really fun. This was a big reread for me. It was huge, and I'm so happy to have at least wrapped up the first 7 books in the series. And I don't know if I'm going to read Wind Through the Keyhole again anytime soon, but this was a big win. Final book in the Dark Tower series. I've been buddy reading this with my... I'm going to speed myself up. And we are finally in the last book. They are very far ahead of me, and I have only just started. But this is a major reread for me, and I'm very excited for it, and I'm excited to just fucking cry. Next book I have is Chouette by Claire Oshetsky. Oh, yay!
This one,
it's another one that I did read. I got this one through the library, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really quite good. Yay! Okay, 2 down out of our first 2. That's really exciting.
Saw it on, I believe, Book Talk. I had it on my want to read shelf on Goodreads. It's something about an owl and a woman conceive a child, and I started this. I read the first 20 pages.
It's an accurate representation.
Looking forward to it. Next we have is The Best American Science Fiction.
Yes. Okay. 3 down. Awesome.
A couple in here.
I did read this one, and I do think it's one of the best anthologies that I've ever read. I think it was really curated quite well, and I do think that the name was accurate.
And I am just hoping to wrap this up. The next book I have is Where They Burn Books.
Shit. We should have known that this was eventually going to get into books that I had not read, and in fact, that is a lovely face I'm making in that video. In fact, I did not read this one. I fully intended to, and you know, you can see I'm wearing the sling in the video. This one, all the stuff with my elbow was starting, and it is, because I had the physical copy of it, I didn't get around to it because I can't read physical copies of books right now.
This is one where I actually saw the author's TikTok and was promoting their own book, and luckily my local library had a copy. Next book I have is 1,000 Ships by Natalie.
Okay,
James.
yes.
I don't know too much about this.
So 3 out of 4 so far. No. 4 out of 5. I can see the pile behind me. Yes. 4 out of 5 we've read. Awesome. This is another one I really loved. This is really exciting so far.
I'm pretty sure these are all around Greek or Roman mythology, and I'm excited to read this one, especially because this is the book subreddit book club pick for March. Next book I have is The Devil in Silver by Victor Laval or Levet.
Okay. It's another one I read. It's another one. Yes. Okay. We're doing well. Okay. Good job, Casey. Doing well so far. There's still a lot of video left, and I think it's going to go downhill from here, but that's really exciting that there's only 1 book so far that we have not read.
Don't remember which off the top of my head. I really love this author, and I'm excited to read another of their works. Next book I have here is We Cast a Shadow by Maurice Carlos Ruffin.
Nope, did not read.
First chapter in this one. I really enjoyed it. This is satirical.
Did not read. Same thing. I was really interested in it. I really wanted to read it at the time, but because I had the physical copy of it, I could not get around to it because of the limitations with my arm.
Surrounding race relations. I believe this is set in South America. I can't immediately recall. I very much enjoyed the first chapter, and I can't wait to read the rest of it. Next book I have is Nightcrawling by Layla Motley. This is another one that I obviously got from the library.
Yep. Another one. I actually did end up getting the Kindle version for this, but I haven't... My moose is doing silly things. I haven't talked about it a lot, but since February, I've been dealing with I haven't talked about it to you a lot. I've talked a lot about it with people in my life, but I've been dealing with stuff with my left arm and in particular with my elbow. And so I did get the Kindle version of this because I really did want to read it, but I was also dealing with an uptick in depression at the time, and so I just did not prioritize this one. It makes me sad. And thank you me for thinking of doing this today, because I'm going to see if I can't get that from the library again before the end of the year, because I really did want to read it.
This is literary fiction, I believe, and yeah, just excited to get to this one. Next I have is Walk the Vanished Earth by Aaron Swan.
Nope, okay.
This is a beautiful cover. I have no idea what this is.
Nope, same thing. Same exact thing. This was actually the first book that I got on my spouse's Kindle was this one, and I just didn't prioritize it very well. I was still getting used to reading off of an e-reader instead of reading the book physically, and I didn't get around to this one. And it's another one I should really try to see if I can get some of these back from the library, like as an e-reader version before the end of the year.
I'm pretty sure this is on my fully cover shelf on Goodreads, and again, luckily, my local library got a copy. The next one I have is The Women Could Fly by Megan Giddings.
Damn it.
I read this author's debut, Lakewood.
Nope, same thing. Same exact thing as the previous one. I did get the e-reader version, did not get around to it, and yeah, no. Oh, I knew this was going to go downhill quickly. I didn't know how quickly this was going to go downhill. Shit.
And I absolutely adored it. I thought it was incredible. And I am really excited to read her sophomore novel. Hey, the next book on this ridiculous pile is a reread, and that is Middle Game by Shannon McGuire.
Okay, we did read this one.
In the spring.
We did read this. We did read this one. This is book number 6 out of this pile so far that we have read. I just did a count. Yes, yay, that's exciting. Okay, this was a reread. Obviously, I just said that in the video. I love this book. I think it was fantastic. I think it was even better the second time. I don't know if I talk about it in the wrap-up, but yes, okay. 6 books I think so far is pretty good, at least for me. This could be a lot worse so far, but I think it might get worse as we go.
So I wanted to reread Middle Game first. Next book I have is Flowers for the Sea by Zen.
Oh shit, okay, yeah. I did read this. I did read this. I think that's really exciting. Okay, book number 7 here that we've read. That's really exciting. I did not think we were going to get even this many. 1 second. What is it? What is she doing? Honestly, I had forgotten that I had even read this one, so that's really exciting that that there's another one on here.
And I wanted to have some short things in my pile that would be easy one-day reads. Speaking of short novellas, I have Gwendy's Button Box by Stephen King.
Shit, nope. Nope, didn't read that. It is in fact in my pile of books I'm hoping to get to this month. That's really funny. I forgot that I had that on here. Oh, okay.
I can finish this whole series this year. Primarily because the last book was on the
Finish the whole series this year, little ambitious gal.
Read Best of 4 for 2022, and so I kind of have to read the first one before I read that one. Next book I have here is Barracoon by Zora Neale Hurston.
Nope.
I read one book from this author.
Nope. Did not read that. Did not get to that. Did not prioritize that.
Read Their Eyes Were Watching God, and I really loved it, and so I want to read more from this author. Next book I have is The Inheritance of Karita Devine. Nope. Did not read that. You did not get to that. Oh man, we started off really strong and just really took a nosedive. By Zoraida Cordova. I don't really know much about this one. I know this has just a variety of beautiful covers, and I grabbed this one kind of randomly. I believe this is fantasy and or magical realism, but this is one that I've had on my shelves for a little while, and I really want to prioritize in the spring. The next book I have is
Didn't prioritize it. Okay. This one I did attempt to read. I gave this a really good shot. I did not finish it. I in fact DNF'd it. I want to say around like the 35% mark or so. This is a book. This has really important messaging in it, and I unfortunately don't know if I can stomach getting through what's going on in this book to get to all of that, and to finish the book. I've kind of soft DNF'd it. I think that this might be one that I put about 30% into every 6 months or so, possibly. But this I tried. I tried this one, which is better than a lot of these other ones.
From previously, and I really want to read more from. I absolutely loved Kindred. It was the best book I read last year, and I'm excited to read more from this author, which is why you'll see a couple of her books on this TBR. Next book I have is The Unkindness of Ghosts by River Solomon.
Nope.
I really, again,
nope.
Another author that I've read.
Nope. Really went to, did not prioritize at all. That, man, this this is making me sad. I had such high hopes for what I was gonna read in the spring, but little did I know I was still gonna be dealing with these issues 6-7 months later. Oh man.
Previously and absolutely loved. And I immediately grabbed another one, and I want to make a point to read more from them. Next book I have here is You Must Not Miss by Katrina Leno. I don't know.
Nope. This is in fact another one that is currently in my pile for this month. I don't know what I was thinking adding that in at. I think this was a last second addition to this pile and to this TBR video, and I don't know what I was thinking when I was like, oh, I'm gonna be able to do this and read all of these books. That was really ridiculous of me.
I don't know anything about this book. I think this is young adult, but it just has a beautiful cover with magpies on it, and I absolutely adore magpies, and so I am excited to get around to this. Next one I have I'm very excited about, that is Mrs. Death, Mrs. Death.
Okay, this is another one that I made an attempt at, and I DNF'd. This book and I did not click at all, and that was very disappointing because I thought I was absolutely going to love it, but I did at least make an attempt at this one.
To tell you the author, this is one that I have really wanted to read for a long time, and I'm finally basically allowing myself to dig into this one in this spring season. I can't wait. I'm just super excited to get around to this one. So
you're gonna be so disappointed.
Are basically all of my books I've set aside for a buzzword reading challenge in the spring. I'm not going to go through what those challenges are, but that's why the stack is separate. The first I have here is An Emotion of Great Delight by Tobias Moss.
Did read this one. Did read that one. I currently see it on my shelves. I did read that one. That one I really enjoyed. I thought it was really quite good.
I think this is literary fiction. I don't really know much about it. I've hauled this recently, and I am really anticipating this one, and I think it's going to be a really good one. Next book I have here is Beloved by Toni Morrison.
Did read that one. I had to think for a second. I couldn't remember immediately if I had read that one. I did read that one. I in fact listened to the audiobook.
Other people haven't said before me, except that I am looking forward to being a little confused, very brokenhearted, and probably cry. Okay, the next book I have here is The Madhouse at the End of the Earth by Julian.
Did read that one. Okay, I think we might be getting back into the swing of books that I did force myself to prioritize, especially if they were for the buzzword reading challenge. Okay, yes, another one really enjoyed, really thought was quite good, was very surprised at how much I enjoyed. Awesome.
Following a Antarctic voyage that went wrong, and I am trying to read more nonfiction this year, and I want to read more nonfiction that interests me, and this is one I'm very interested in. Speaking of nonfiction that I'm very interested in, All About Love by Bell Hooks. This is another one.
Yep, did read that one. Another one I did read. My reaction to that book popping up on screen is because that book was so hit and miss for me, and I found it very disappointing overall because I wanted it to hit harder. It's good. I think it's very impactful. But yes, another one I did get to.
Recently hauled, and I really want to prioritize soon. I think that this is going to be absolutely excellent. The next one I have here is Fragments of Horror by Junji Ito. This is one
oh god, apparently we're in the disappointment pile right now, because that was another one that I was super excited about. It was the last unread Junji Ito I have on my shelves currently. There's a lot of his work I haven't read, but it was the last one I owned that I hadn't read, and whoo boy, that's got some short stories in there that have got a bunch of ableism and transphobic nonsense, and it was really, really disappointing and really, really bad. Oh, you are in for disappointment.
I really want to make it through quite a bit of my stack here before I sort of prioritize this one or let myself read this. Really enjoyed Junji Ito's manga, and
nope, you ended up reading it early because of your
next book I already have here. I've already talked about Seasonal Fears by Shannon McGuire.
Did read that one. Another one I did read. I'm gonna say this continues the disappointment pile. While I enjoyed Seasonal Fears, I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as Mill Game, and I found that pretty disappointing, to be honest with you.
I want to get around to this one. I haven't prioritized it. I bought it the first week it came out, and then it's just sat on my shelves collecting dust. Next book I have is In the Miso Soup by Ryu Murakami.
Did read this one. Did read this one. Found it really good. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was a really fun short read.
I can't remember. I just heard really...
Also, fun fact, it's one of the only books I've read physically in the last, 6-7 months because it's short and floppy. So I was able to hold it with my right hand, one-handed. Not that anyone cares, but that's, fun fact for me.
About it, and I'm really excited to get around to it finally. The next one I have is Wild Seed by Octavia E. Butler.
Nope. This is the third book that was in this video that you're gonna see in the next, you'll see in my next TBR, because I did not prioritize this at all. I did not get around to it, even though I really wanted to, and I still really want to get around to it before the end of the year, so, maybe you'll see it in wrap-up soon, but probably not, let's be honest.
Series, and I have heard that this is weird.
A weird burp.
Dolphins? I don't know. I've seen other people reading this for the first time recently.
Dolphins.
I am really excited. Last one I have here is Braiding Sweetgrass by
Damn it.
Kimmer. Again, this is another nonfiction.
Yep, this is another one. I actually did start the audiobook for this one, but I only made it maybe 5% of the way in, and I realized it was going to be really good and really incredible, but unfortunately I was not in the headspace to listen to it at the time. This is another one that makes me really sad to see here that I did not get around to because I really wanted to, but that's okay. This is what it's like whenever you deal with random medical issues that crop up and don't ever fucking go away.
Nonfiction I'm very interested in, and I think it's one that is just going to be really interesting. I think it's going to have a lot to say. And
I think I said this was my last one. Let's see.
I think that's more books than my current haul.
Okay, yes, it was. So we kept track up until I think we had, I say we,
me. It was me. I kept track of the amount of books that I actually read off of there up through, I think, 7, and then just completely stopped. So maybe somewhere on screen will be the amount of those books that I actually read. We will see. But that's it. Okay, as far as like a TBR postmortem is concerned, I do think it's interesting to look back at the books that I really did want to read at that time, but I did not get around to, partially because for the most part, I dealt with a sudden medical thing that has persisted throughout this year, and at the time I didn't know it was going to persist, and it was really kind of scary trying to figure out how I was going to read and what I was going to do and how everything was going to change. And I feel a little bit better about like how my reading has gone, like kind of settled in with still dealing with this. But it's really funny to me how ambitious my TBRs tend to be, and the amount of guilt I still feel when I don't finish the damn books. Just looking at the number of books I had that I was very excited about that I had actually started and I was really looking forward to getting to, but you know, dealing with a bunch of things I just didn't, and the amount of guilt I feel around that, and that's probably really silly. I think I am the only person who pushes myself to feel like that. It's really funny to me to think about the amount of books I put on these TBRs, and especially as a mood reader, kind of giving myself wiggle room and being like, well, if I put like 25 books for like the next 3 months, knowing full well that I also have more than that in holds from the library. Some I've been pushing back for months, waiting to find time for them. And I know I'm not going to read all of these, and yet I still feel bad when I don't. And that's probably something I really need to work on letting go of. I also think it's very interesting to look at the number of books that I did in fact read. That was actually quite a bit more than what I thought I was going to. I think I've done this like TBR reaction video once before, and the number of books on there that I read versus the number I had mentioned was actually, I think, lower, at least percentage-wise. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it feels like I actually did a fairly good job of, you know, reading what I set out for myself, especially when I just kind of look back on it and I remember all of these. I feel like there's sometimes that I set books out for myself. Like, I'll never film a TBR, but I always have a pile going on this thing over here to kind of pull books from. And there are so many books that I just kind of question, like, why I set them out, or why did I do that? What was I thinking when I tried to set myself up to read this? But that entire stack I actually felt really solid about, and I still do when I look back on it. And everything that I didn't get to at the time, I'm still really interested in. And that's why you'll see 3 of them on the other TBR. And so that's also kind of interesting to me to look at and think, like, how even though I'm a mood reader, I still stay very interested in things and I still want to read things. And there are some of those that now I'm going to try to get to before the end of the year, which I wouldn't have reprioritized if I hadn't watched that video. So this was really fun. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down below in the comments, or, you know, give it a thumbs up or do any of the algorithm things if you feel like. This was really fun for me. It's really funny to kind of react to TBR content as someone who puts way too much pressure on themselves with that kind of content, but also who has fun making it and reacting to it. So anyways, I will see you next Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.